you love the 90s, I have to warn you, this video is pure nostalgia. Come with me. Queen Latifah, what an icon. Often called the First Lady of Rap, has consistently refused over the years to confirm or deny her orientation. But to those of us who knew instinctively, the clues were always there and kind of hard to miss. Her mask presentation that just seemed authentic and not an act, and the occasional slip up with paparazzi photos. Also the stories from the hood. She was always very real in her lyrics. Born Dana Owens in Newark, New Jersey, to a mother who was a high school teacher and a father who was a police officer, Queen Latifah rose to prominence in the late 80s, and her presence alone inspired a new wave of female rappers that would change the game forever. She found her stage name Latifah, which is Arabic for very kind and delicate, at just 8 years old. She first displayed her talents as a human beatbox for the group Ladies Fresh when she was just 18. They actually won a high school talent show together. Queen Latifah's always gone after what she wanted. She launched her first single at age 19, becoming the first female solo rapper to catch a major record deal with Tommy Boy Records, whose roster included Naughty by Nature, Coolio, House of Pain, and De La Soul, to name but a few. Now, Latifah's always been a strong advocate for black rights, but apart from her dad being a police officer, her brother was as well. Her dad was called Lancelot. What a name, Lancelot, that's so bossy. I love it. Her brother was called Lancelot too. Unfortunately, he died in 1992 in a motorbike accident, riding the motorbike that Latifah had just bought him as a gift. In a 2006 interview, she revealed that she still wears the key to the motorbike around her neck, and it was visible all throughout her performance in the series Living Single. She established a university scholarship foundation in her brother's name. She also dedicated the album Black Rain to him. By the time Black Rain came out in '93, Queen Latifah had left Tommy Boy Records and was now signed to Motown, and we all know the star-studded lineup that was on their roster over the years. Most notably, she rubbed shoulders with Boyz II Men at the time, and her musical style was more sassy and sophisticated, with elements of conscious rap. Black Rain became the first album by a solo female rapper to receive a gold certification. The song Unity was on the album, and it was influential in raising social awareness around domestic violence towards women and the objectification of black female sexuality. She won a Grammy for the song. But '93 was a special year, not just for Queen Latifah, but for any hip-hop fan, because that was the year that Just Another Day came out. Now this song became a 90s anthem, and it's a beautiful classic that, in my opinion, is one of the greatest songs of all time. Why? Well, it just takes you to a landscape of pure nostalgia. It takes you to this. It just gives you all the feels. One YouTuber said, this song hits you like a joint. Now, if you were there in the 90s, growing up in the 90s, then you know that feeling. You can just feel it in the song. That's what makes it special. Now, not many people know this. There was a time in Queen Latifah's life where she dated men. It could just be that she was just exploring her sexuality. It's also possible that this was a PR move because lesbians in general were still not widely accepted in the mainstream, and the advice around her at the time may have been to be seen dating men. Celebs have had to do it over the years, and it was very common in the industry. But in any case, back in '95, she survived a carjacking, which saw her boyfriend at the time, Sean Moon, getting shot. He survived, but Latifah was arrested for carrying a loaded weapon, driving without a license, and possession of Mary Jane. Now, in 1999, she wrote a tell-all biography about her life called Ladies First, Revelations from a Strong Black Woman, in which she revealed her experiences with prostitution and the drug trade. Yes, you heard me correctly. She wrote, I've been to those dark places and I will never go back to them. To get to the point of true contentment with who I am, I had to go through a whole bunch of years being something other than myself. Here she alludes not only to drugs, but to her orientation. Because after this time in her life, she never dated a man again. Her first known relationship with a woman began in '97, when she was 26. She began a long romantic relationship with the R&B singer Monifa. So while this was going on, Queen Latifah moved into acting. She knew she wasn't the best rapper out there, and she told herself, if I couldn't say I was the best rapper, male or female, then I wouldn't put all my eggs in one basket. So it was always about trying to expand from the beginning. It was actually Will Smith who gave her first acting break in The Fresh Prince. Do you remember that episode, True to Form? After 5 seasons as Khadija on Living Single, she went on to movies. She came to understand that Queen Latifah was now a brand. The transition from rapper to actor was logical in her mind, but she received a lot of resistance and she was surprised by this. She said actors didn't like it at the time. A lot of them didn't like the idea of rappers just coming over and taking all these gigs, but Latifah was determined to succeed. she hired an acting coach to help her prepare for the '96 movie Set It Off, the surprise hit movie that would be her major breakthrough. Latifah set the trend once again, and soon enough other hip-hop stars began crossing over. She said everyone started doing it, because we'd started doing it, and once we got started, we weren't stopping. And it's true, it really did kick off at that time. If you were there, you remember the Tupac movies. There was Barbershop with Eve, Tyrese did Baby Boy, there was all those Ice Cube movies. Like, that whole vibe just became an era in itself. After a 6-year-long relationship, Queen Latifah and Monifah broke up in 2002. Sometime after this, Monifah dated a woman called Therese, and they married in 2014, making history, with their wedding being the first black lesbian wedding on US TV. They got married on an episode of R&B Divas. Not long after that, Queen Latifah started seeing Jeanette Jenkins. Jeanette was a fitness trainer in California, and that's how they met. Jeanette was Queen Latifah's personal trainer. She even later on appeared on the Queen Latifah show, which ran for 3 years. They even bought a house together, and they were going to get married. But in the space of 2 years, their relationship started to fall apart. Apparently, this is because Jeanette, a very image and health conscious person, couldn't stand being in a relationship with someone who didn't eat healthy or stay in shape. One source said she was tired of watching Dana eat, drink, and smoke herself to death. Despite these harsh words, when tabloids revealed that Jeanette had moved on to a relationship with a younger man, Latifah was actually pretty affected by it. Yet even at this stage, she did not express a desire to come out and admit that she was gay. In fact, her only response in an interview was, "I don't have a problem discussing the topic of someone being gay, but I do have a problem discussing my personal life." Sounds less like denial and more like deflection caused by a lot of hurt to me. But it's not all bad, because in 2009, Latifah met the love of her life, Eboni Nichols, on Dancing with the Stars. They've been together ever since. Eboni is 8 years younger than Latifah. She is an excellent dancer. She studied dance and theatre at Chapman University. She was a Lakers girl, a cheerleader, and has been a backup dancer for J-Lo, Beyonce, and Usher. Now, Eboni and Latifah have been very loved up for years. They've even been snapped by the Paps on loads of different holidays. Like, they don't even care. Now, as I said earlier, rumours about Latifah's orientation have been flying around for years. However, despite years of keeping her orientation a secret, Latifah referred to the LGBT community as her peeps, saying "I love you" and acknowledging and embracing them during the 2012 Long Beach Pride. Now, because Latifah knew that those pictures of her and Eboni had been circulating for a couple of years, and let's be honest, everyone saw those pictures, some would say she was coming out at this point. I would argue she wasn't quite coming out, but she was certainly alluding very strongly to it. And by the way, her wife is fit, absolutely smoking hot. I have a couple of types and she is definitely one of them. Anyway, because of her upbringing and the era that she kind of rose to fame in, I think hearing Latifah say the words, "I am gay," might be a lot to expect for now. But the closest she's ever gotten to coming out was at the BET Awards in 2021, where she received a Lifetime Achievement Award for her contributions to black music and pop culture. While accepting her award, the notoriously private Latifah seemed to open up, rather unexpectedly, about her personal life by acknowledging, for the first time, her longtime partner Eboni and their son, Rebel. She referred to Eboni as her love and did the same for Rebel. Eboni carried the pregnancy, and Rebel was born in 2019. Latifah's never kept her desire for a family a secret. Luckily for her, Eboni was on board, and this new family unit seemed to give Latifah a new lease on life, helping her to heal from her painful past. So if she's come this far with it, not even hiding her relationship from the press, why be so private with it? If Latifah does seem excessively private, there's a good reason for that. Dana's always had a close-knit circle of people around her, and some of those people have betrayed her in the past. It's the price of fame, so she is more guarded than she used to be. Latifah says, "Let the press write whatever they want about me, but don't write about my family, because then I'm not only ready to sue you, but put a knuckle sandwich in your mouth." That's where my Jersey roots come out. Throughout her career, Latifah has won a Grammy Award, a Primetime Emmy, a Golden Globe, 3 Screen Actors Guild Awards, and 2 NAACP Image Awards. She received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 2006, making history as the first hip-hop artist to do so. Wow, what a life. And Latifah, we salute you. Hope you enjoyed this video. Like and follow for more.